Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk Money with Tish, the podcast where we break down smart money moves that help you build wealth and create a lasting legacy. I'm Tish here with my co-host Christina. How are you, Christina?
I'm great. How are you, Tish?
Doing good, doing good.
Awesome. Today we're diving into something pretty critical for every family, every generation, and every legacy. We're legacy creators here. So this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And whether you already have a policy or you just are starting to explore your options, this episode can help you understand why life insurance is a foundational part of building and protecting your wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. Life insurance isn't just about paying for funerals. It's about protecting income, covering debts, funding education, transferring wealth tax-free, and in many cases, even growing money safely while you're alive to utilize during your life. So, kind of putting the life back in life insurance, actually.
Absolutely. And so, why do people delay or avoid getting coverage? There's the five main reasons due to, our research. People tend to put this off simply because, they think it's too expensive. Well, the truth is most people overestimate the cost of life insurance by three times or more. So that's not really true. They don't understand the different types of policies. And we get that, not everybody is, eagerly studying this topic. So, terms can be confusing. There's term, whole life, universal indexed, but here's the good news. You don't have to figure it out alone. That's what we're here to help you break down, in everyday language, what might be beneficial to you. Not all one size fits all, though. That's important to understand.
Yeah, a lot of people assume it's just for older people,
Right.
right? When actually the younger and healthier you are, the less expensive the coverage is. So waiting till you're older, um, or to have a family, it doesn't save you money. Actually costs you more in the long run. Plus, modern life insurance isn't about just dying, like we said, it's about the living benefit. So you can actually use certain policies to grow wealth, to access it tax free, to create tax advantage income, to cover critical chronic illnesses. There's just so many different things and uses for it these days, especially for younger people who are thinking about building that legacy early. A lot of people think too that work coverage is enough. When employer sponsored coverage is a great start, it's usually very limited and not portable, right? So if you leave your job, your
Or
coverage
your
likely
job leaves you.
or your job leaves you, your coverage typically ends. And it might not even be enough to cover your family's needs long term. So smart planning means having a personal policy, a privatizing your life insurance that can follow you no matter where you go, where you work.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, another reason, which is, I get it, but it's crazy, is people know that they need it and want it, but they
Mhm.
just haven't made it a priority. And so, we hear this often. And we've been there too, straight up. But life gets busy. But
Mhm.
here's the thing. Life insurance is actually the love letter that we leave to our families.
I
It's
like that.
peace of mind, it's a legacy. And once we have it in place, it's
Mhm.
one less thing we have to worry about. So the
Yeah,
best time to get it is actually yesterday. The next best time is today.
right, right. Um, so we talk to so many people who think that that their policies are enough, their group policies, their work policies. But here's the deal. It usually only covers 1 to 2 times your salary.
Oh,
Doesn't travel with
if
you.
that.
Yeah, doesn't travel with you if you change jobs. Probably doesn't cover all of your insurable need, what your family really needs. And really, do you want your employer determining your family's financial security?
It's a great question. Yeah, I don't. I do not. I am in control. That's why we're here. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, so I mean, it's really, it's about life insurance as a financial foundation for ourselves and our families and our businesses.
Hmm.
Think about it. Life insurance can help people pay off the mortgage. It can replace years of income. It can help send your kids or grandkids to college or pay for a wedding or put a down payment on a home or start a business. I mean, it's investment. Um, it prevents us from having to go do GoFundMe campaigns. I mean,
Hmm.
that every time I see a GoFundMe campaign, it makes my heart drop because it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. Um, and, it's just a way, it's a very powerful way to provide tax-free income now
Yeah.
that can guarantee income later on.
Yeah.
So it's not at all about death. That's what everybody's mind jumps to first. It's not about that. It's about using life insurance while we're living and living well.
Life insurance is supposed to be used while you're living, Christina?
Yes. Who knew?
Who knew? Right. Okay, so let's break down the basics. Term life insurance. What is that? Typically, it's lower cost. It covers you for a specific term or a set period. Greater for certain needs, like, mortgage protection while the kids are young. So it's great for younger families. Um, it definitely serves the need, right? Especially if it has living benefits tied to it nowadays. There's also whole life insurance,
Mhm.
more expensive, but lasts your entire life, typically, and builds cash value, has a cash value component that you can leverage and borrow against very quickly. And then we have indexed universal life. So this is also permanent life insurance, but it's a lot more flexible as far as how it's built, how it's funded, how it grows. It can also build cash value that's tax advantage, and it's actually linked to a market index. So you have no risk of loss. You get to capture the upside of the market, and you have the life insurance and living benefits. Heaven forbid something happened to you too early, but hopefully you don't get sick, you don't pass away, and you just use it for a long-term tax-free life and retirement. So an IUL can actually act as your personal bank. A whole life, any type of cash value life insurance can act as your personal bank. You can grow cash in the policy. You can access it tax free as long as you take it out the smart way. And then whatever we don't use, we can pass on tax free as well. So a lot of people don't even realize that the IRS has reserved so many tax codes to use life as an asset. And so that's what
Mhm.
we want our listeners to understand and stop thinking that life insurance is just an expense and start seeing it as an asset.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and we've seen, we've see people all the time using life insurance to, cover final expenses, pay off debt, launch businesses,
Mm-hmm.
fund children's, savings plans, and, actually leave a tax-free legacy behind for their grandchildren. I mean, these are many, many different ways that it can be used. And we
Supplement
help structure
retirement.
it. Yeah, yeah. And so it's a very powerful tool that can be used in very different ways and has a lot of flexibility. But, you have to structure it right, you have to fund it right, there's all of that. But it's a very powerful tool and it's not just a benefit when somebody passes away.
Right. So that's basically what September is talking about as far as Life Insurance Awareness Month is just bringing this type of awareness to people, which makes it the perfect time to go review your coverage, review your existing policies, really understand like what you have. Does it cover your need? Does it meet your need? Is there any way that you can upgrade or enhance with everything that's being attached to life insurance these days with the living benefits and whatnot? So comparing your options, what do you have? What else is available? What fits your needs? And then, ask questions that you might be putting off. So it's a great time to think about all these things. And one of the simplest, most powerful ways to take control of your family's financial future is actually putting in the action to do so. So,
Absolutely. Okay, so some key takeaways for from this discussion. I've got, don't wait until you need life insurance because by then it is too late.
yeah,
Understand. Go ahead.
piggybacking on that, you would much rather be 5 years too early than 5 minutes too late.
1,000%. 1,000%. Understand, if you do have policies, make sure that you understand them. Make sure that, they fit your goals. What is the purpose you got it for? Let's make sure it fits. Group life at work is a great start, but it's not a plan. It's not a long-term plan that goes with you. Um, Living benefits is a huge deal and allows us to tap into life insurance, death benefit money. Heaven forbid if we get critically, chronically, or terminally ill, we can use that money while we're alive, hopefully to recover. Um, and it's just, I mean, there's honestly not a better way to protect your family and position yourself for long-term financial security um, that I know of.
Yeah. Having the
Do you,
proper protection, the proper life insurance is a huge part of having a solid financial plan.
yeah, even for people who have wealth beyond wealth,
Right. Just
that's
creates
what,
lasting legacy.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, if you love someone or owe someone, you don't want to leave
right.
behind a liability. That's
That's,
a
well,
new
let me talk
person.
about that because I mean, that was something that was big for me early on because I knew if something happened to me, I didn't want to devastate my family,
Hmm.
financially because they would do what it takes. If I ended up in the hospital and did not die from a car wreck,
Right.
that weighed on me. And so, not wanting to leave a burden is a big deal.
I agree with that. I always say I'm passing down keys, deeds, and LLCs, no liabilities.
Amen. Amen.
So this isn't about creating fear. This is about preparation, protection, and peace of mind,
Mhm.
ultimately. It provides such a peace of mind. So do you want to close this out, Christina?
Sure. So, if you have any desire to explore how life insurance can be a part of your wealth strategy, let's absolutely have a conversation. Just reach out and we can help you understand what all of your options are and build a plan that fits your life for you.
Yeah, yeah. And as always, don't forget to follow us on social, share this episode, subscribe to Talk Money with Tish podcast. Let's build your legacy one smart decision at a time.
Absolutely. Let's go be extraordinary out there.
That's right.